Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about my views on divorce court cases. Let's get right to it. um, Remember to comment and share my videos and subscribe and click on the notification for my upcoming videos. I would say divorce court cases, especially if you watch them short, they're crazy. It's a lot of you. It depends on who you are. You may get mixed emotions when you're watching the voice cases, guys. Especially when you listen to certain stories after couples them coming to the voice court. Yo. But I will say some of them are really. You have some cases that are really good to a point where if you watch the stories, you don't really hear much about person cheating or infidelities. You just hear small problems that can be solved and things like that. The really crazy cases, it's mixed. You have infidelity in place. You have when certain couples get into like heated arguments, name calling is in play. You have abuse, emotional abuse for the most part, because you're really going to hear any cases where they get physical with one another. You don't hear it often. You have certain cases where if one couple person in the relationship goes nuts, they intend to destroy someone else's property. And yes, all tons of problems go down there. Some of them are really crazy, and then you listen to certain person's story, and then you're probably like, why would you be in a relationship with this person? Just wonder that your head. Heck, if you wonder, are these cases real? Depending on some of the ridiculous stories, it does make you wonder if they're really real or something. And some of the cases them are really, really sad also where, somebody does, for example, I really recall watching this case and this is really sad as heck where this guy because he wasn't his needs wasn't being met or whatever, he decided to go cheat on his girlfriend. No. His girlfriend was doing work outside, she was doing her thing. She was the face in the relationship. She was doing her thing and things like that. And because she wasn't around and stuff like that, he he cheated on her with someone else because he knew it was being met or whatever. Maybe she's doing what she needs to do in it to provide for him and the relationship. She's doing what she needs to do. And another thing that's really really sad also was that he had another child with someone else, and she had mentioned, I wanted to admire her for this one, is that she said if she found out that he had another kid with someone else, she's done. And clearly, if you watch the update after that episode, she was clearly done. He was trying to reach out to her, but she didn't. But she just blocked him out completely. Could I blame her for that? Because it's crazy that somebody is working, trying to provide for you, and because FYI, if sometimes you see relational life is being tested when you're not around your partner. Funny enough, if you're not around them, what do you do when all of a sudden your partner is not there with you 24/7 and they used to, and they have other stuff to do like working and stuff like that, and they're not there to watch you, what you're doing and things like that. If you guys never really get into like a heated argument per se, when you're not around your partner, that's really the scariest part. What do they do when you're not around you? What happens when things are not going well in a relationship? All of a sudden you're not happy. Things like that. That's where communication come into play, and I doubt that he communicated to her. And even if he did, if you have to go a route of you know, cheating because you're not happy instead of communicate, yeah, that case was sad as hell, man. And then he cried when the judge was saying this episode was watching it. Jocelyn was in there when I watched this episode. She told the lady that, you know, he was using her, and based on listening to the story, you can tell he was using her because if you had father there, you wouldn't. If she's not around you, you wouldn't. You want to go and cheat on another person and everything. Then it's one thing cheating. It's another to cheat and have people outside of a relationship. That stinks. That's you guys are comment below what's the ultimate betrayal. Okay, that's one of the ultimate betrayal in my mind. And an ultimate betrayal is cheating when you share home together. Yes. Yikes. There's some persons, man, that I don't when they're not happy, it's actually this person that they act it out of that feeling instead of telling you. See, you can learn a lot from watching the first cases, that's for sure. And like I said, some of these cases are crazy as heck, man. And you have some really good ones where the couples they may have problems, but it's not really problems they can't come back from and everything there. So it's like some of them really good to a point where depends on how the relationship goes that some somebody get proposed, where most of the man proposes to a woman and things like that for the most part. It's rarely if a woman proposes to a man if it happens. It's rarely, but for the most part, and propose to a woman to marry. So you have certain things in a relationship you can come back from, like if it's just lack of communication, and which lack of communication does happen from time to time, and misunderstandings and things like that. Those things tend to happen on occasions. Those things you can come up from. However, if you constantly have miscommunication and there's no solution, then and you guys not in the same page on a consistent basis, it does get tiresome to a point where somebody may get checked out and emotionally, and most likely it's like emotional first and then it gets physical. So once somebody emotionally check out a relationship, it's trouble. Pretty much, it's trouble most of the time. Cause the man in the relationship wants you, and the signs will be there. You just need to pay attention. No, it's not going to be easy to pay attention to the signs, especially if you love for that person. Sometimes it may take outside someone else to observe that relationship and tell you what you're not seeing. Because it's like, once you love, it's like, depends on your mentality. If you have this tunnel vision, as they call it, and you're just looking and not really look for the signs, depends on who you're with. Now, if you're with somebody who, as I say, is there for you and stuff like that, you could kind of afford to have a tunnel vision. But if you say deal with certain type of personalities, like persons who are like cheaters, liars, narcissistic, things like that, the tunnel vision thing won't work. You're gonna have to pay attention to the key. You're gonna have to pay attention to it, and you're gonna have to be on your guard. Which, if you have to constantly be on your guard, you might as well leave the relationship because it don't make any sense. Like I said, I learned a lot to watching these divorce cases, and now you're gonna have new episode of divorce court cases, especially new season either mid August or September, but it's most likely in September for the most part. So chances the new season has to off one. You could have a new judge this time with that short amount of time. That may take years before you have new judges. The old divorce court case back in the day was person coming in is you can call it classic and there's no time. Those old cases I'm referring to, those cases were cases heck too. And based on some of those persons' mentalities, you make it be like, oh my goodness, man, short. All right. If there's anything I haven't said, especially about the divorce cases, divorce court cases, you can comment down below. I might do another video before the day done. So end of my video, and have a nice day.